Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Welcome to your channel. This is actually one of the super wins from Alireza Firouzja in World Rapid Chess Championship 2024 in the round 10. So his opponent is, I'm somehow doubting about the pronouncing it. It's Matthias Bluebaum versus Firouzja. Firouzja is having black pieces and Matthias is having white pieces here. So let's jump into the game, and please don't forget actually to give thumbs up and sub to the channel. That would be just very encouraging. So let's begin. We have d4 from Matthias and knight f6 from Firouzja. So c4, e6 are those kind of openings. So in here, actually, Firouzja Matthias doesn't decide to go for the knight to f3 move and instead plays knight to c3. And here we may see d5 or just bishop b4. Actually, bishop to b4. So this is the actually Nimzo-Indian attack. So Nimzo-Indian opening. Okay. So okay. After Matthias plays e3, not queen to c2, and not queen to c2 or knight to f3. So uh, plays e3, then after the e3, just Firouzja decides to gestures, and we have bishop to d2. So we have simple unpin from Matthias, and we see d5 break from Firouzja. Now Firouzja is just attacking the center, and he may want to go b6, bishop b7, or bishop to a6 in the future. We see knight to f3, and as I just said, b6 is just getting played with the idea of maybe c5, bishop to b7, or bishop to a6. We have takes on c takes on d5, and e takes on d5, and rook to c1. So white is just developing pieces and controlling the fibers. So bishop to d3 may be another move in this position, and with castle and h3 to actually avoid any bishop pin on g4. So, but we see as I just said, bishop to b7, bishop to d3. So these are just normal developing moves, buddies. And after bishop to e7, so black in future wants actually c5, and Shofirov wants to play maybe c5 and castles. And yes, we got c5 on the board, and we have knight to e5 from Matthias. After knight to c6, we see a3. So another developing moves could be actually rook to e8 for black to just control these files. But we see, as we just said, a3, and here kind of a strange move from Firouzja. So he plays queen to e8 and putting inviting just rook to e1 in the future moves. And uh, actually, one of the ideas that Firouzja wanted was after queen to e8, he can maybe play rook to d8 so he can control this files too. But we see knight to g4, and here uh, but is just Matthias is just threatening to take on f6, and after bishop takes, then we just take on e5. So here comes knight takes on g4. He could also have played the move rook to d8 to control this pawn. So this is not this is not a threat anymore. And okay, let's jump to the remaining line. We have knight takes on g4, queen takes on g4, and rook to d8. And here we have d takes on c5, b takes on c5, and after knight to e2, we have bishop to c8. Okay, after let's say bishop to c8, attacking the queen. So after queen to a4, of course was another somehow inaccuracy from Firouzja. He could actually play for queen to f4, and after something right h6, and here Black is just threatening bishop to g5 or bishop to d6. The game could continue, but actually after queen to a4, which Matthias played, we have c4, so this is just kicking the bishop and opening the diagonals for the bishop. On e7, we see bishop to b1, a better move just was actually bishop to c2, but actually who plays this? And bishop to b1 is just much more human because you just want to play queen to c2 and just attack this pawn, which is actually mate if you're not careful about this. So after knight to d4, queen to d1, so this was a nice trick from Alireza Firouzja. Now d4 attacks the queen and attacks the knight. Okay, if you take queen takes queen, first he plays knight takes on e2, and then he just captures your queen. So the only move to survive is just queen to d1. But wait, but I told you bishop to c2 is possible. Bishop. So that's the actually that's how actually that's I don't I see that's why that bishop to c2 was nice, because then black feels actually wouldn't have knight to d4 because you just take and you are just protecting your queen. Okay, so that's why bishop to b1 is a blunder, is not a problem, is an inaccuracy in the game. Bishop to b1, and here after here just only move queen to d1 to survive. So anyway, and after knight to b3, attacking the rook and bishop, so rook to c2 comes. A better move was actually rook to c3, but what happens after this move? Rook takes arm, so you just want to sacrifice the rook for the knight. Okay, so but anyway, Matthias plays rook to c2, and here we see bishop to f5, so it's just attacking this. And now here we see bishop to c3. You can't play this because we have bishop takes on b1 and then knight takes on d2. So bishop, let me just show you what happens if then here after you take on this, then this will happen. You must play rook takes on b3 after c takes on b3. This is the final position, which is of course better for black, for Firouzja. Uh, but after bishop c, it is just completely winning for black now, of course. Bishop to c3, and here Firouzja just takes on c2, and here we see bishop takes on c2, so he's hitting the knight, so the knight goes back. A better move was queen to b5, just defending the knight another time, and so just let the knight stay on b3. After knight to g2, the game could continue, but let's go to the main line. After bishop takes on c2, we see knight c5, and after knight to g3, f6, and after f6, a blunder from Firouzja, so he could actually play queen to c6, I believe, with the point of now bishop to f6 and queen takes on f6. And okay, but after knight h5, g6, queen to d4, so he's just threatening mate on h8 and g7, so you can't take it because this is just the mate. But f6, knight to f4, and bishop to d6, so you're not You just take, you can just take it, right? Or not, not that. Oh, bishop takes on h2 immediately, yeah. Rook takes on h2 and then rotates. And this is, or queen just takes. Queen takes on d5, why not? But let's go actually to the main line here. We see f6, and here queen to g4 from Matthias. He actually could play knight to f5, but that doesn't make any much. That doesn't make much sense, I believe. Queen to g4 anyway. We see king to h8, and after rook to d1. So now knight to f5 is threatened with the idea of queen takes on g7. So queen f7 guards the pawn on g7. We have h4 anyway, knight to f5 was possible here, but after h4 from Matthias, we see bishop to d6, so knight f5 now, and here bishop to e5, offering the bishop threats from Firouzja. So bishop to g4, pinning this knight over here, and we see the move g6. So he's attacking the knight on f5. But we have bishop takes on c5 from Matthias, and after g takes on f5 we have queen f3. But you actually feel you just could take on f5 with the bishop. You can't. Your pawn on also piece 2 is just hanging here, so you must. But is it takeable or not? We can do it. Can we just take it? Oh no, because the rook is under attack, so that's why rook to g8 must be maybe correct. Actually, so after g6, bishop takes on c5, as I just told you, we have queen to f3, rook f to e8, so bishop d4 offering the exchanges of bishops. Instead of this, actually we could just play bishop takes on f5, and Matthias would actually have a much better position. Not much better, it's still slightly better for black, but he could just maybe save the game. But bishop d4 was played. We see f4, so the f4 is just starting f takes on e3. So we have e takes on f4, bishop takes on d4, rook takes on d4, and after queen to e6 check, we see king to h2. Another blunder, it is already better for Firouzja, but better move was just queen to h5, attacking this weak pawn on h7. For example, rook e7 or rook to d7 was possible. What is the problem with rook to d7? Maybe it is, yeah, it's bishop to a4. Just attacks these roots. So rook to e7, and after g3, black needs much more effort to win the game. But here actually Matthias played king to h2, and we see queen to e2, offering exchanges of the queens, and he's already attacking the bishop on c2. So Matthias just played queen c3 to avoid queen exchanges and defends the bishop on c2. So, but he could actually play queen takes on e2, I believe, or bishop to a4, but it is just completely lost. After bishop to a4, we just trade, and we are just so much up, and we just attacking this and this, and this is just game over. GG. But I understand why queen to c3 was played. We see queen takes on f2, so the threat is taking on h4. We see rook to d1 and queen takes on f4 check, and after king to g1, rook to e2. So this is now the threat. So rook f1 was played, and here we see nice sacrifice from Firouzja. Rook takes on g2. After huge mistake, I just got another check, and after anywhere, you're just getting checkmated here. For example, here it's just mate. But you play this way, it's just also mate. So here actually after rook takes on g2, Matthias, his opponent, just resigned at this moment. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please give thumbs up, actually like this video, and please make sure that you have subbed to the channel. That would be just very encouraging. So see you next time. Bye for now.